case, I actually saw it when I was doing my other video on the modern Malay enchantment, but then I feel like it didn't really belong in there because it's not funny. It's very sad. It's very tragic. So I thought I'd do a video just on her. So the story is about this 7-year-old girl named Aisha from Temanggung who was reportedly very naughty, and then her parents did ruqyah on her. So ruqyah is that spiritual healing ritual. And then what happened was that she actually passed away. So here, I'll show you the Instagram post about it. The caption says this 7-year-old child, Aisha, was an active child, but one day her parents thought that her naughtiness or her mischievousness was because she was being disturbed by a supernatural entity. And this entity is called a Genderuwo, which I did look it up. It's like a very big, hairy, dark male entity with long hair. So this girl's parents sought help from their local dukun, and the dukun said there was this Genderuwo entity in the little girl's body. So the parents paid the dukun 6 million rupiah. That's like 450 Singapore dollars. And then they did a ritual on her. So she drowned. And then the dukun said, "Don't worry, she drowned, but she will come back to life." So the parents kept the body of their daughter in their room for 4 months. Oh my god. Okay. And then I think the uncle and aunt reported this to the village chief, and then after investigation, they found out that she had already passed away for 4 months. Oh my god. Okay, that's very, very, very sad. That reminds me actually when I was young, I have this story of a bomoh or a dukun. This story of the bomoh is from when I think I must have been 4 or 3 years old. My sister has spinal muscular atrophy, and this healer, this bomoh, was invited into our home. I think he was from Malaysia or something. But then we were all sitting in the living room. Was it living room? Oh, I think it was like one of the bedrooms, maybe. It was like a big carpet on the floor. And the bomoh was like burning a lot of incense. And I remember he sort of like, he bit into the back, like my sister's back. She was lying down. He bit into her back. And this is happening in full view of everyone again. I feel like there was quite a lot of people in the room, so it was not a private thing. And then he spat out the flesh into his hand or somewhere, and then it looked like some white thing, like white pink thing that he spat out. So I was talking to my sister about it, and then she said, like, she remembered that he bit my back and spit out a chunk of flesh onto a leaf. And that's what I remember too. And then my sister said, but weirdly, there's no scars. So I guess it was like a more of a sleight of hand thing. But yeah, I said, like, why did he even need to do that kind of performance art? And then my sister remembered, like, my mom was very angry and shouted at him when he did that. And, from my sister's perspective, she said, like, the weird thing is, my memory of that it was a bit of an out of body experience. So I wonder if it was just a nightmare. But no, it was not. I corroborate it was true because I was there. She said, I saw myself lying face down on the floor and head turned right. And I remember seeing the chunk of white flesh spit into a leaf. And I remember our mom, she shouted at our dad or the bomoh maybe. And she thinks she was crying because she got bitten. So I thought, like, how come? How could she see that if she was face away? How did she see him spit out the flesh? So I said, yeah, maybe she dissociated or something. Um, but yeah, I mean, we think like maybe it was raw chicken. He used something to make it seem like he was taking something out of her back. Because basically when she was young, she had, because of the muscular atrophy, she had very bad scoliosis. Her back was very bent. So they kind of, I guess all these healers, like, okay, we went to a lot of healers by the way when we were young, Indonesia, Malaysia. And a lot of these healers, like, I guess they're focusing on the fact that, yeah, her back is bent. So that's why this ritual is focusing on, like, biting her back. Oh my god, so awful. Yeah. So anyway, we were just like going through that. I was going through that with my sister. That's the story of the bomoh. But anyway, linking this back to the whole ruqyah, spiritual traditional healing thing with bomohs, with dukun, with ustad, whatever it is, please don't put more trust in them than you do in yourself. You know your child best. Please don't get carried away by hiring these healers and then you traumatize your children, or worse, in this case, the child died, and then you continue listening to the dukun, like he says, oh, it's okay, keep the child in the room, like she will come back to life. Guys, please. I know the world is very modern, but there are still people who like fall for these things that go beyond common sense. I'm all for like ethnomedical healing, but please like follow your common sense, and keep your children safe. All right, that's all.